God heals you, renews you, and guides you while you sleep, and you didn't even know it. Listen to this. God heals you, renews you, and guides you while you sleep, and you didn't even know it. Listen to this. Have you ever truly paused to consider the profound mystery that unfolds each night as you surrender to the quiet embrace of slumber? We often perceive sleep as a mere biological necessity, a simple pause in our busy lives, a time when our bodies and minds power down to recharge for the next day's demands. But what if I told you that during those precious, unconscious hours, a divine work is actively taking place within you, orchestrated by the very hand of God Himself? It's a truth that sadly many believers overlook, yet it is deeply woven into the fabric of our faith, echoing through the ancient scriptures and manifesting in our daily lives in ways we might not even recognize. Think about the sheer vulnerability of sleep. In a world that constantly clamors for our attention, our energy, our conscious effort and control, there is a significant portion of our existence each day when we are utterly passive, completely at rest, and seemingly unproductive. It is precisely in this state of profound surrender, this cessation of our own striving, that God often chooses to perform His most intimate and transformative work within us. He doesn't require our constant effort or our anxious striving. Rather, He invites us into His rest, where His power is made perfect in our weakness. This isn't merely about physical recuperation. It is about a deep spiritual restoration, a profound emotional healing, and a gentle yet powerful divine guidance that quietly unfolds in the sacred sanctuary of your slumber. The Bible, our infallible guide and the living Word of God, speaks extensively about the concept of sleep and rest, not just as a physiological function, but as a foundational spiritual principle. From the very dawn of creation, God Himself modeled rest on the seventh day, establishing a divine rhythm for all of humanity to follow. He meticulously designed us with an inherent need for rest, a call to cease from our labors, and an invitation to place our unwavering trust in His unfailing provision. This profound concept of Sabbath rest, for instance, was never intended to be just a day off from work. It was and remains a radical act of faith, a tangible acknowledgement of God's absolute sovereignty over every aspect of our lives and our tireless efforts. Have you ever truly imagined what it would have been like to live in a time when the very rhythm of existence was so intrinsically tied to this divine principle of rest, where ceasing from labor was an act of worship? Consider the timeless wisdom found in Psalm 127, which beautifully declares, "It is useless for you to work so hard from early morning until late at night, anxiously eating the bread of toil, for He gives rest to His loved ones." This powerful verse is not by any means a condemnation of diligent work or responsible effort. Rather, it serves as a gentle yet firm reminder that our human efforts, no matter how strenuous or well-intentioned, are ultimately insufficient on their own. God Himself is our ultimate provider, our sustainer, and our source of strength, and He continues His work in us and for us, even when we are not actively striving or consciously aware. He bestows His precious gift of rest upon His beloved children, and it is within that very rest that He continues to mold, shape, and bless us. What profound implications does this hold for your life today, especially in a modern world that relentlessly glorifies constant busyness, perpetual motion, and the relentless pursuit of productivity? Perhaps you have personally experienced those remarkable nights when you fall asleep burdened by an overwhelming problem, a nagging worry, or a complex decision, only to awaken the next morning with a fresh perspective, a clear solution, or an inexplicable sense of profound peace that was absent the night before. That transformative experience is not merely your subconscious mind working overtime. It is unequivocally God's quiet yet powerful intervention in your life. He is the ultimate healer of all wounds, the ultimate renewer of all things, and the ultimate guide for every step of our journey. and he often chooses the serene canvas of our sleep to paint his most magnificent masterpieces within our hearts and minds. Can I share how this profound truth has personally transformed my own spiritual journey? There have been countless times when I found myself wrestling with difficult decisions, feeling utterly overwhelmed and lost, only to discover a newfound clarity and a distinct sense of direction emerging from the quiet stillness of a night of prayerful rest, a clear path illuminated in the darkness. Let's delve deeper into the miraculous ways God heals you while you sleep. Our physical bodies are fearfully and wonderfully made, intricate masterpieces of creation, and a significant portion of their essential repair and restoration work occurs during the deepest phases of sleep. But beyond the purely physical, God also meticulously mends our emotional wounds, soothes our troubled spirits, and gently heals the hurts we carry deep within our hearts. The anxieties that plague us throughout the day, the emotional scars we bear, the heavy burdens that weigh us down, all of these can be consciously laid at his feet as we peacefully drift off into slumber. He is the compassionate God who tenderly binds up the broken-hearted and miraculously heals all our diseases. And this divine healing is certainly not confined to our waking hours. It is a continuous, ongoing process, a sacred divine therapy session that quietly unfolds each and every night, a testament to his ceaseless love and care. Have you ever found yourself facing a situation so overwhelmingly painful or challenging that it felt as though your very spirit was bruised, battered, and on the verge of breaking? Perhaps it was the sting of a difficult conversation, the crushing weight of a profound disappointment, or the lingering ache of deep sadness. When you consciously surrender to sleep, you are, in essence, making a profound act of faith, entrusting these heavy burdens into his infinitely capable and loving hands. He possesses the power to soothe your troubled mind, to calm your anxious heart, and to apply a restorative balm to your weary soul. This is a truly profound and liberating truth. His perfect peace, which transcends all human understanding, actively guards your heart and mind, even when you are completely unconscious and unaware. Then, there is the equally vital aspect of renewal. Sleep is not merely about recovering what was lost or depleted during the day. It is about gaining something entirely new, something fresh and invigorating. God consistently renews our physical strength, rekindles our fading hope, and transforms our weary perspective. The prophet Isaiah, in chapter 40, verse 31, offers us a magnificent promise. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. And while this powerful verse primarily speaks of spiritual hope and endurance, it also beautifully illustrates the profound concept of renewal that God so graciously provides, a renewal that can miraculously begin even as we rest in his presence. This divine renewal is far more than just feeling less physically tired. It is a deep, spiritual refreshing that permeates every fiber of our being. It is about God breathing new, vibrant life into the dry, parched places of our souls, restoring our lost passion and rekindling the flickering flame of our faith. Think of a weary traveler in a vast, arid desert who miraculously discovers a life-giving oasis. Sleep, when surrendered to God, can become that spiritual oasis for our souls, a sacred space where God lovingly replenishes us, preparing us for the journey ahead with renewed vigor and purpose. How does this incredible truth fit into the grander, overarching plan of God for your life, a plan where he desires you to not just survive, but to truly thrive in every conceivable way? And finally, how does God guide you while you sleep? Throughout human history, and particularly within biblical narratives, people have consistently sought and received divine guidance through dreams and nocturnal visions. While it is crucial to understand that not every dream we experience is a direct message from God, the Bible is replete with powerful accounts of God speaking directly to his chosen people through dreams and visions during the quiet hours of the night. From Joseph's miraculous interpretations of Pharaoh's prophetic dreams to Daniel's profound and revelatory nocturnal visions, God has consistently utilized this unique and often mysterious channel to communicate his divine will, to issue timely warnings, and to impart crucial instructions to his servants. Even if you don't recall specific, vivid dreams upon waking, God can still subtly impress upon your spirit a profound sense of direction, a quiet, inner knowing, or a gentle yet significant shift in your perspective that subtly guides your decisions and actions the very next day. It could manifest as a gentle nudge in a particular direction, an inexplicable peace that confirms a certain path, or a subtle, unsettling unease that serves as a warning against another. This is the Holy Spirit, our divine counselor and guide, actively working in the depths of our subconscious, meticulously preparing our hearts and minds for God's perfect and sovereign will. This is how God heals you, renews you, and guides you while you sleep. So how can we, as believers, intentionally invite God into our sleep for this profound healing, miraculous renewal, and unerring guidance? It all begins with a conscious act of surrender. Before you close your eyes and drift off to sleep each night, take a deliberate moment to consciously release all your worries, your fears, your anxieties, and your heavy burdens into his infinitely capable and loving hands. Engage in prayer, not with a demanding list of requests, but with a heart overflowing with trust, humbly acknowledging his absolute sovereignty over your night, your rest, and your very being. You might simply say, "Lord, I lay all of this at your feet. I trust you to work in my life, even as I rest." This is not some mystical, magical formula or a superstitious ritual. It is, at its core, a profound act of faith and dependence. It is about cultivating a consistent posture of unwavering reliance on God, recognizing that his immeasurable power is truly made perfect in our inherent human weakness. When we consciously cease from our own striving, our own efforts to control and manipulate outcomes, we create an open, receptive space for him to move powerfully and miraculously in our lives. It's akin to the diligent farmer who meticulously plants the seed in the fertile ground and then, with patient trust, relies on the earth, the nourishing rain, and the life-giving sun to perform their essential work. He doesn't frantically dig up the seed every day to check on its progress. Similarly, we plant our deepest concerns and desires in God's loving care and trust him implicitly to nurture them to fruition. What about those challenging nights when sleep stubbornly eludes you, when anxiety relentlessly keeps you awake, or when your mind races with an endless stream of thoughts? Has anyone else felt this profound sense of frustration, tossing and turning endlessly, feeling utterly alone in the oppressive darkness of the night? Even in those difficult moments of sleeplessness, God is intimately present with you. Instead of fighting against the sleeplessness, try to gently shift your focus. Use that unexpected time to meditate deeply on his holy word, to engage in heartfelt prayer, or simply to rest quietly in his comforting presence. Sometimes his most profound guidance comes not through the act of sleeping itself, but through the quiet, undisturbed hours of the night when all other distractions are minimal, allowing his still, small voice to be heard. Remember the powerful biblical account of Peter, who was imprisoned, chained between two Roman guards, yet managed to sleep soundly on the very eve of his miraculous escape? Acts 12:6. That profound peace was not merely the result of physical exhaustion. It was an inexplicable, supernatural peace that only God could bestow, a deep trust that allowed him to rest even in the face of imminent danger and certain death. His perfect peace actively guards your heart and mind, even in the most challenging, terrifying, and uncertain circumstances imaginable. This serves as a powerful, tangible example of how God can grant a peace that truly transcends all human understanding, enabling us to find rest even when our external circumstances are anything but restful or peaceful. This profound truth should fundamentally transform the way we approach our nights. Instead of dreading the end of the day or viewing sleep as merely a necessary pause in our busy schedules, we should begin to perceive it as a sacred opportunity for a divine encounter. It is a holy, consecrated space where God can intimately minister to our deepest needs, meticulously preparing us for the dawn of a new day, with fresh strength, clear vision, and a profoundly renewed spirit. It stands as a powerful testament to His unending love, His ceaseless care, and His unwavering faithfulness for us, His beloved children, demonstrating that He actively works in our lives even when we are completely unaware, even when we are lost in the depths of slumber. So, as you prepare to lay your head down tonight, remember this eternal truth. God is not limited by your consciousness, your awareness, or your understanding. He is actively working, tirelessly healing, miraculously renewing, and unerringly guiding you even as you sleep. Lay your head down with unwavering faith, knowing with absolute certainty that His perfect peace actively guards your heart, and His loving, omnipotent hand is gently yet powerfully upon you. You are His beloved, His cherished child, and He graciously gives His precious gift of rest to His loved ones. What profound insights or feelings does this message awaken in your heart today? How do you perceive God speaking to you through this message about His active work in your rest? Perhaps you are realizing for the very first time a new and deeper dimension of His intimate care and boundless love for you. As a practical challenge for the upcoming week, I earnestly encourage you to intentionally and consciously surrender all of your day's burdens, worries, and anxieties to God before you drift off to sleep each and every night. How specifically could you apply this transformative practice in the next few days, making it a consistent part of your nightly routine? Which particular part of this message resonated most deeply with your spirit today? Share your thoughts in the comments below. What specific insight from this message about God's work in your sleep most profoundly impacted you? If this message truly touched your heart and brought you comfort or revelation, please don't forget to leave your like and subscribe to our channel to join our growing community of faith. We also encourage you to share this video with someone you know who desperately needs to hear this powerful message today, someone who might be struggling with anxiety or seeking deeper rest. Join our online community to further deepen these profound studies together, and be sure to follow us on our other social media platforms for exclusive content and daily inspiration on this and other vital spiritual themes. What specific aspect of this theme, or perhaps another biblical topic, would you like us to explore more deeply in our future videos? Your input helps us serve you better.